my friends, to the only game reviews where the score doesn't matter. Just like opinions, because heaven forbid somebody have a different one. But you sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy the show, because this is Gracious Judgment. After almost a decade, we finally get our hands on The Last Guardian. Now, did it live up to the hype? Hey, that's up for you to decide. I'm just going to be here to tell you what the game's all about. First off, it's a puzzle game. Not really in combat, not much story really either. There's like 3 or 4 cutscenes and that's it. And they don't really explain a whole lot. They explain enough for you to understand, but that's really about it. It's nothing extraordinary. Now, like I said, it's the puzzle game, so most of your time is going to be crawling through crevices, finding ways to feed Trico, which is your big buddy that helps you out along the way, commanding Trico, which when it comes to jumping, going to a specific location or whatever, and he'll fight for you. You might get to fight a few times if you want. I mean, it's kind of annoying because you just get captured. You're pretty much a little sissy. I mean, you are a little kid, so that should be expected. It's big stone statues you're going up against. Oh, and I can't forget, you pull a lot of levers. But what's really frustrating to me about this game, this was my biggest, kind of harshest critique, because it did get me very agitated. There was times I wanted to take my remote and throw it through my TV. And it was just because the commands, when you're trying to ask Trico to do something, are so unresponsive. Sometimes it could take up to 3 minutes for him to finally decide to do it. I mean, there was occurrences where I wasn't even sure if I was in the right place. I mean, I thought I was. I followed the little subtle hints that they give to you to guide you along that linear path. But like I said, I doubted myself because it was taking so long. I thought, surely I'm not in the right place. So I want to move along and try other stuff. And that's what I did. Well, what really got me agitated was 10 minutes later, after I tried all that stuff and it didn't work out, I thought, well, I guess, second time maybe it'll work. I go back there only to find out that I was in the right place and he just wasn't doing what I was asking. And better yet, how about times where you know there's no other way out of this situation but to jump off this ledge and hopefully this thing's gonna catch you? Well, he's leaning for it, pretty much begging you to jump, whimpering, and you finally take that leap of faith. He watches you plummet to your death. Now, like I said before, you do have to pay very close attention to the subtle hints to help you know where to go next. Because there's only one path to get anywhere. It's extremely linear. It's as linear as you can get. So like I said, there's only one path. So you got to pay very close attention to the hint or you miss it. And if you miss it, you have to wait a couple more minutes before the narrator will kick in to re-say the hint or give you another hint to help you out a little more. But unfortunately, this game suffers from some performance issues. The screen does get blurry kind of a lot, actually. I can't even say a little bit. It happens a lot. It's like the system struggles to really do this game justice graphically. And the camera angles, unfortunately, are atrocious. I hate to say that, but it's true. And the camera's actually just not even just atrocious with the angles, but it's strange in the way it works as well. It's like the camera is actually weighted. So it starts off slow, and then the longer you hold it, the faster it gets. Well, what really frustrated me about that is whenever you try to stop the camera, it still wants to keep going. Like I said, it's like it has weight to it. It's not just stop when you stop. But it's not all bad. The Last Guardian, the animations are great. Like, you believe Trico is a dog, cat, eagle thing. You believe it. It clicks. To me, it clicks. And just The Last Guardian has its own unique and kind of quirky art style. I like that. And it can lead to some fascinating architecture. I'm talking some high-standing towers that would make a skydiver have nightmares. It's just unfortunate that we're never really told why they're there in the first place. All we can do is just assume. Which leads me to the story. Half of it is going to have you thinking, holy crap, what have I been doing this whole time? I can't believe I've been doing this. While the other half is just kind of going to leave you underwhelmed. Thinking, really, wow, after all we've been through. After all we've been through. That's it? I was in utter disbelief. It felt empty after the game. I just thought, wow, okay. But they did do a good job at making you feel connected to the characters. You really started to care about what happened to the big guy, and that's really in due part to the sound effects of it. You could tell they put a lot of effort into Trico. Having you know his mood based on his eye collar and really just seeing every single individual feather on his body. It was very well done in that regard. But to me, it just unfortunately wasn't there. Like, what killed it for me in this game was just it just being utterly unresponsive. When 95% of your game is commanding Trico to do something, and 75% of the time, let's just throw a number out there, I don't know, I can tell you more times than not, he's not going to listen to you. Like, the whole playthrough was really frustrating for me. It wasn't that I couldn't figure out the puzzles. I just got tired of sitting around and waiting for the dog or whatever he is to do what I asked. It was very frustrating. And really, all these things I've said, that's the game in a nutshell. There's not a lot to it. It is 8 to 12 hours of gameplay, depending how long it takes you to figure the stuff out, which it's not that hard. And it's pulling levers and going through crevices. I mean, that's it. That's the whole game. And to me, the story wasn't very good. But you make up your own decision about it. You take what I've given you, make your own decision. Maybe even watch another reviewer or two. Different opinions are a good thing. They allow you to collect a lot of individual thoughts, because everybody thinks differently, and helps you to make your own informed decision. Because at the end of the day, that's what really matters. Not the score that somebody gives it so the devs can go chest bump themselves. Yeah, we got a 9, baby. Woo! That don't matter. What really matters is you as a consumer and whether you're going to like the game or not and feel like you got your money's worth. So if you do have any questions, feel free to post them down in the comments below. More than happy to answer them for you. And until next time, you take care, you have a good week, and always remember, game with grace.